Hey, hi, and hello. My name is Ethanzo, but you can call me Ethan. I want to welcome any friends new and old to my first video on YouTube. And seeing as this is my first video on YouTube and my introduction to most of you, I thought I'd go ahead and start it off with a little World of Warcraft character showcase. These are definitely some of my favorite videos to make, or to watch, not to make, but hopefully to make as well. Um, I've seen pretty much every single one on the internet, so I'm very well versed in it, and so hopefully I find some people that enjoy looking at other people's characters and what they come up with just as much as I do. Um, I don't promise this will be a short video. I've actually already recorded it with my mic muted, so I know it will be kind of a long one. So expect some rambling, but hopefully it's a fun time for everyone, and thank you for watching. Hopefully you stick around. Yeah, I'm just gonna jump in right here. We have my current main. She is a Windwalker monk. I really enjoyed DPS on her. I think she's pretty fun. I mostly play DPS in general, so she's definitely a character I really enjoy. I didn't start maining her until this expansion. I did play her back in Legion, and I got the Mage Tower artifact appearance for Windwalker, but that was about the extent of what I played her, and so now she's kind of taken the forefront, and she's just my go-to for everything. I really like her a lot. I think she looks cool. I think orcs are super sick in general. I love Horde. So yeah, that's her. Kargal is her name. And then moving on, we've got my Fury Warrior, Gritlock, who is also an orc. He's a male. I have a male and female of every race in the game, but on both sides, both Horde and Alliance. So that's pretty fun. I'm doing a little project where I get them all to max level. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely check out my Twitch. I'll be streaming on there. And hopefully it'll be a fun, chill time, and we'll get to level characters and explore the world, especially because I haven't played much Alliance. So it'll be a new experience for me and hopefully one for you too. Getting back to the character at hand, um, I think he looks pretty cool. I like his transmog a bit. I think he's interesting for sure. It's a bit flashy, which I don't love flashy transmog, but I think it's fun to have them every once in a while. But yeah, I do enjoy Fury Warrior. I tried to play it a bit this expansion, season one. I got him decently geared, nothing crazy, but I was able to do tier 8 delves and up, so that's about all I do. I don't typically mythic plus or raid even. I don't do dungeons really, but I do love collecting stuff, and so I will be definitely using this alt army that I've kind of amassed over the years to run some transmog runs or mount runs for different raids. I think my current one is set at Nighthold. I have the skip for it on Mythic, so hopefully we get a mount. I also plan to stream my Pokemon game alongside of it, shiny hunting there, so that'll be a fun little dual hunting stream if anyone's interested in that. But yeah, he is currently just a character who is going to be running the Nighthold raid. But I do think he's fun, so hopefully if it's easy to get into alts in the Undermine patch, I'll go ahead and go back to him and play him some more. But for now, he is just running Nighthold weekly. My next character in first Tauren is Lokora. She is a Balance Druid, which I don't particularly like. I was playing her as a Restoration Druid, but it's kind of hard to quest and do everything as a healer, and I like to have my characters be one specialization only, and so I went ahead and changed her to a Balance Druid just for ease of access. She was my main for most of BFA Shadowlands. I didn't play any Dragonflight, and then I came back and she was my main at the start of this expansion, but ever since then she's kind of been on a back burner. She does my herbalism and mining though, so that's pretty fun. She makes a lot of money from that, or she did at least at the beginning of the expansion. I do have a lot of fond memories of her. She just is one of my core characters, and I do like her transmog. I think I could find something a bit better as well, though. But yeah, this is Lakora. Next we have my male Tauren, who is Auroch. He is a Frost Death Knight. Um, I Frost is okay. I don't mind it too much. It's probably my favorite Death Knight specialization. I just don't like Death Knight that much. Not sure why, it just never clicked for me, but I do think he's pretty cool. I think he's rocking mostly the 20th anniversary gear, and some Legion artifact weapons. But yeah, I think he's pretty interesting. He's got a little Scourge back piece. I forgot what that's from, but yeah, he's pretty cool. I like him a lot. And then moving on, we've got my first troll. She is actually the first character I ever mained. She is a mage. She originally started out as a frost mage, but I went ahead and changed her to a fire mage because I felt like that was a bit more fitting for trolls. Because of that, though, I don't play her very often because I don't love fire mage. But I do think she's cool. She's got an okay transmog. It's mostly just the heritage armor for the trolls, and then the cape from back in BFA, the last patch. But yeah, I like her a lot. I think she's got cool customization and she looks pretty rad to me. Next we have my male troll. He is a beast mastery hunter. Ignore his pet. I don't have a very good collection of pets. Just kind of went with whatever was best in slot. I don't know if that's the term to use, but whatever pet was best is what I got. Although I would like to kind of get him a theme going on, something like troll or voodoo or I don't know, something interesting. But yeah, he's got an okay transmog. It's not my favorite, but it is certainly a transmog. He does my skinning and my leather working, so I do play him decently, but not as much as I used to at the beginning of this expansion. Next, we have my female undead. She is a warlock. I think she's a destruction warlock. Yes, she's a destruction warlock. I unlocked the undead heritage armor on her, and that's probably the last thing I did on her. She's also just a Suramar alt right now. Hopefully when that raid ends, we can go to another zone, get some more mounts. But for now, she's stuck in Legion time. Her transmog is okay. It's a few things matched together. It's not the most cohesive, but it's about the best I had, so yep, that's her. Next we have Enoch, who is my male undead. He is a disciplined priest. I actually think he might be one of my favorite characters, like customization wise. I think he's very interesting looking, and I don't know, I like the whole undead aesthetic, and I like the idea that he's a part holy priest, part shadow priest. I think that's pretty cool. That he's using the light even though it kills Forsaken, so I like him quite a bit. I hope I play him a bit more once I get more into healing. So yeah, I love this artifact weapon appearance. I think priests really they knocked it out of the ballpark with priests in terms of looks in Legion. So I use a lot of artifact weapons, and priest is always definitely my favorite. So next we have my first blood elf female. She is a retribution paladin. She's my second main. She's number two to my monk. I really enjoy retribution, and I've been having a lot of fun with it, doing delves and whatnot. I've got the waste of time and it definitely was a waste of time to say the least, but it looks cool, so I'm glad I have it now. Yeah, I love retribution. I think it's a very fun spec. She's definitely one of my favorite characters, so definitely will be one that you see the most often if you stick around. Next, we actually have another female blood elf, and that's because I decided I wanted to have a demon hunter of both specializations on both factions. So she is my vengeance demon hunter. I created her pretty recently, so I don't have many memories with her, but I do think she's pretty cool, and I like demon hunter quite a bit, so hopefully she'll be one that I play more of. Moving on, we have my third and final blood elf. I promise I don't love elves as much as it looks like I do. I just really wanted a demon hunter of either specialization, and so far, blood elves and night elves are the only races that can be demon hunter, and I don't see that changing. So he is my male blood elf, Maesh. This is Rin. I don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah, I have more experience on him. I played him a bit more. I got him pretty decently geared at the beginning of season one and ran some higher delves and stuff. I like to do mostly delves, and I like to do collection content. So, like mount farming, toy farming, pet farming, those kind of things. Um, and obviously transmog. And a lot of my transmog is horde centered. So, you'll see a lot of my better transmog is on the horde side. But yeah, I enjoy him. I think Havoc is a very fun specialization. Um, yeah, he's a very fun character. I like him a lot. Next, we have Vix, who is my unholy Death Knight. I don't love Death Knight, so I don't play her very often, but I think she's pretty cool. And she's a little goblin. I think goblins are one of my favorite races, which is unfortunate because I don't like Death Knight and I don't like Rogue, and that's what they both are. But yeah, maybe my feelings will change in the future. But for now, she is just running raids, old raid content. Next, we have Kazax, who is actually one of my profession characters. He does alchemy and engineering. I forgot to mention Kyrea. Sorry about that. She does enchanting and tailoring. So yeah, she's also one of my profession characters, as well as a main character of mine. But yeah, back to Kazax. He is a goblin rogue. I think he is an assassination rogue. Yeah, looks like it. He's got an okay transmog. Didn't put a lot of effort into this one because I don't have much for rogues in general. So that's that. Moving on, we have my Pandaren, Meba. She is an enhancement shaman. She is probably my number 3 character. She's definitely up there. I love enhancement shaman. I think it's one of the best specs. I love melee DPS in general, and so that's kind of where she falls in my character list. I do play her quite a bit. She's decently geared. I think she's just rocking the tier set from the last raid, but I do enjoy her quite a bit. So hopefully you'll see her more, and hopefully I get to play her a bit more. As long as Undermine is alt friendly. I haven't really tested that yet, so we'll have to see. Next is my male Pandaren, who is, I believe, an outlaw rogue. I think he's just rocking a full set from Shadowlands. I didn't love that expansion, so I didn't play much of it. But yeah, I don't have much to say about him. He's a rogue. I don't love rogue, but I do love Pandaren, so he does have a special place in my heart. But definitely not one of my top characters, but I still enjoy him. Moving on to the allied races, we've got my first Nightborn. She is a warlock. I believe she is a demonology warlock. Yep, that is correct. Her transmog's a little bit of a mess. I don't like that the customization options you have for like headgear and headpieces and stuff aren't very varied, I guess. There's not very many color options, which is unfortunate, but she's got an okay transmog. It's not my favorite. And I also don't love Warlock a lot, so I don't play her often, but I do like her. Not my best name, Thisra. Kind of just Thalysra, but shorter. I won't lie. I was very uninspired with that name, and I would probably change it if given the chance. But anyway, moving on to my male Nightborn. He is an arcane mage. He also is one of my profession characters. He does jewel crafting and inscription, and I like arcane mage a lot more than fire, but not as much as frost. But he's cool. He's kind of got like a little scholarly outfit going on. He's got the hidden appearance for the arcane mage artifact. Yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's pretty cool. Don't have much to say about him. Don't have the most playtime on him, but I do enjoy him. This is also one of my favorite characters. It's my female High Mountain Tauren. She's a survival hunter. And I love melee hunters a lot. It's my favorite way to play hunter and one of my favorite specializations in the game. And so she is my forever survival hunter, and I really enjoy her. And I like her transmog. It's not my best, but I think it's pretty good. I don't have a ton of male transmog, and male in general is kind of hard to transmog, so I did my best. But I do like her a lot. I think she's cool. And then next we have my male High Mountain Tauren. He is a protection warrior. I do like warrior, and I'm hoping to get into tanking a little bit more. Spread my wings and kind of play the different specializations and different roles a little bit more. I think that'll be nice. But I do like his transmog a lot. I think he's pretty cool, and I love this weapon appearance. I'm not sure where it's from. Somewhere in Zandalar, I think. Yeah, I think he's pretty sick. He's one of my favorite transmogs, I think. So yeah, that's Arnhanu. Next we have Kita, who is a restoration shaman, if you can believe it. She doesn't look very healer-esque, but that's okay. I love her all the same. I think restoration shaman is like one of my top healing specs, and so hopefully I get to play her a bit more as well too when I get into healing. So yeah, I enjoy her quite a lot. She's a Mag'har orc. I think her customization is pretty cool. She could have a better outfit. It's mostly just one set, but I think she looks nice. Next, we've got my male Mag'har orc, who is a shadow priest. Like I like the idea. He's like part of the Shadow Moon Valley tribes. I think he looks pretty cool. His transmog's not my favorite. It's a little bit low res, but that's okay. Hopefully, as I start running more old raids and other instances, I get some more transmog and I can make him look as cool as I want. But yeah, that's the Thule. Next we have Jenzala, who is my she's my protection paladin. So she's a tank. I like her customization a lot. I like the no hair. I think it looks pretty sick. She's just rocking some pretty basic transmog, but it all kind of works together, so that's what I went with. I think she looks pretty nice, and she's definitely a character I want to play more of. I love Paladin and all the different specs, and so if I'm going to learn anything, hopefully it's on her. Next, we have Atunji, who is my Feral Druid. He's also a Zandalari Troll. Probably one of my least favorite outfits on Horde side. I didn't have a ton of options for him, but he still looks cool regardless. I try to avoid wearing helmets that block the faces of my characters, so that'll probably change in the future, but this is what he's rocking for now. Next we have my Volpera female. She is a marksmanship hunter. I like marksmanship a lot because I don't like pet gameplay very much. It's okay in survival, but I really don't like beast mastery for that reason. But I think she's pretty cool. She's one of the last horde characters I leveled to 80, so don't have much to say about her. She's not got the most memories, but I do think she looks nice. And then we've got Kippen, who is my male Volpera. I know a lot of people don't like Volpera, but I think he looks pretty sick, like a little combat medic. He is a Mistweaver monk, and so he's a healer, which I think is pretty sick. Yeah, I like him a lot. Hopefully I play him a bit more. I think Mistweaver is definitely my favorite spec for healing, so he might be one that you see more often. Next we have my Drakthir, and both of my Drakthir on the Horde side are Evokers, because that's all they could be at the time that I made them. I do like her a lot. She is a preservation evoker, so she heals. I don't have the most experience with evokers, so I don't have much to say about the class in general, but it is fun. I enjoyed leveling it, so maybe I'll play it some more in the future. These characters will all be used for something at the very least, if not just running old raids, but yeah, I like her a lot. She's part of the Red Dragon flight. I think she's pretty cool. Next, we have my male Drakthir. He is also an evoker. He is a Devastation evoker, which I actually think was really fun to play, and I would go back to it. Maybe not as a main, but definitely as like a character to pick up every now and then. I do think he's pretty fun. His transmog is terrible, I won't lie. It's hard to find transmog for the Drakthir. If you have one, you know the struggle. I don't have much to say about that, other than I think he's got a cool coloration and pattern. So that is Venerian. Next we have Gralna. She is my Horde Earthen female. She is an arms warrior. She's just rocking one of the Earthen appearances. I'm not sure which one it is, but the purple one, obviously. And a Legion artifact that kind of matches it a little bit. Almost perfectly, but not quite. It's a little bit different colored, but that's okay. I love that I love that the Earthen in general get to have beards, even if they're female. I think that's pretty sick. I love dwarves, and so a bigger dwarf is pretty cool. Next, we have my final Horde character and one of my last level 80s. This is Balnorn. He is an elemental shaman. I love shaman a lot. Um, I like enhancement more, but I think elemental's pretty cool, and I love restoration. So any shaman, honestly, is one of my favorite characters. So I think he's pretty sick. I think he's got a decent transmog. It's just kind of a generic fire transmog, but I do like him. And that is my last Horde character. Now we're gonna move on to my Alliance characters, and so these will not be leveled. I'm gonna be leveling them on stream, hopefully. So if that interests you, definitely go check that out when I do it. I'll definitely post about it if you follow my socials. So yeah, hopefully I can get them all to max level pretty soon. This is Armira, who is a protection warrior on Alliance side. I think she's pretty awesome. I like her transmog. It's kind of like low fantasy, but I like that. It's a mix of different sets, I believe. So I don't think it's the most cohesive, but it's okay. I like it a lot. I think she's pretty cool. Next we have Lenel. He is my human rogue, and he is an outlaw rogue, I believe. I think that's what I went with in terms of transmog. I actually quite like his transmog, probably because it all fits properly because he's a human, and that's the default for some reason. Yeah, I like him quite a bit. Even though I don't like rogue that much, I think my rogue characters end up being some of my favorite in terms of how they look, but not gameplay wise, but hopefully he's a bit more fun. Next we have my first of two level 80 max level characters on the Alliance side. This is probably my main for Alliance side, Elf. She's a frost mage, so she kind of took the place of my original mage. So I play her mostly if I play Alliance, other than leveling. She's definitely not geared, and I could definitely do more content with her. But I think she's cool. Gnome is one of my favorite races, so she was my first Alliance character to level 80. Next we have Spedric, who is my male gnome, and he is I want to say Affliction Warlock. Am I right? I am right. He's kind of got like a little wizardy, like, I don't know, almost Harry Potter dark evil force vibe. I don't know. He's kind of just rocking a lot of purple, which I think is cool, but I could definitely do a better transmog on him when I get more Alliance transmog. But he's pretty cool. I like gnomes in general, so yeah. That's Spedric. Next we have my second and final max level character, Igreta. She is an enhancement shaman. Her transmog's pretty low fantasy as well, minus the weapon, but I think she's pretty cool. I love enhancement shaman a lot, so she's definitely a character I play quite a bit and have really enjoyed. So I love dwarves in general. I think they're probably one of the coolest races, so I quite like her. Next we have Hearthfall, who is my protection paladin. Yeah, he's a protection paladin on the alliance side. He's wearing the heritage armor for the dwarves. I think he's pretty cool. He's pretty sick. I just got him high enough level to have transmog, and that's about all I did on him. Same with any of these other level 10s, or if you see them at like a random level, it's just because I finished their starting zone and that's where they ended up. Kalari is my survival hunter, actually. Right now she's rocking a bow because she doesn't have the talent for that. But I do want to get a better transmog for her. I think something a bit more wild and naturey would be cool. I think she has the most potential out of all the characters. I like the idea of a survival hunter night elf because usually they've got bows, so that's kind of a fun twist. Yeah, she's pretty cool. She's one of the more recent characters I made. And next we have my second night elf female. She is named Zayla, and she is a Havoc demon hunter, so she's a DPS. Her transmog is honestly pretty terrible, but I ran out of options at the point that I was transmogging her, so that's what we've got. She is probably going to change the most visually, so don't get too attached to this if you stick around. I just got her out of the starting questing zone, and that's about all I've done on her as well. Next we have Eldranil, who is my Vengeance Demon Hunter, so he's a tank on Alliance side. He's rocking these cool warglaives from a little Dragonflight mini questline type thing. I like the nature aesthetic for a demon hunter. I think it's cool to have him go back to his roots as a night elf, so very interesting to me. I like him a lot. He might be one of the characters I level next, so look out for that. Selexita is my holy priest on the alliance side. She might not look it, but I unlocked the Eridar customization option and kind of just ran with it, and I think she looks really cool even if it doesn't match the holy aesthetic. But I like her. I like Draenei. I think they're pretty cool, so I'm looking forward to leveling her, even though I'm not great at healing, but that's okay. Next we have my Brewmaster Monk, Marine. He is a Draenei as well. He is probably going to be my main tank on Alliance side just because I love Monk and I like Draenei, and that's the best of both worlds, so he will definitely be one that I level first or soon at the very least. Yeah, I like him quite a bit. I don't have much to say about him other than his transmog I kind of enjoy. I like the idea that maybe he was fighting the Burning Legion when he was last in combat. So yeah, that's him. Next we have Vivian, who is my restoration druid. She is my healer druid on Alliance side. She's a Worgen. I like her quite a bit. I think Worgen are pretty cool and definitely underutilized by a lot of people. And I'm not saying that because I'm a furry, but because I think they are just sick dog people. Werewolves are cool. I'm tired of pretending like they're not. Yeah, her transmog's pretty basic, so hopefully I can find something a bit better for her. But I am looking forward to loving her because restoration is one of my favorite specializations, and I think it's a fun healing class. Next we have Dryton, who is a Frost Death Knight. I think he's got a pretty cool armor set going on. I think it might just be mostly a full set, but I think it looks pretty sick either way. Yeah, I don't have much to say about him either. I think he just finished the original quest chain, and so he's right out of the starting zone for that, just like all my other Alliance characters for the most part. So yeah, I am looking forward to him, even though I don't love Death Knight. But yeah, next we have Jung, who is my, I want to say she's an assassination rogue. I might be wrong. No, she definitely is an assassination rogue. So yeah, I don't love rogue, which is unfortunate, but I'm hoping that because she's a panda, maybe I'll like it a little bit more. I think Pandaren are really cool. I've always liked them. I started the game in Mists of Pandaria, and so I've always had a connection to them, and I think they're pretty cool. She's got an interesting transmog. Um, it's kind of not cohesive at all, but it kind of works in my eyes. Yeah, I like her quite a bit. Next, we have my male alliance Pandaren. He is a monk. He is a Mistweaver monk, so he's a healer. I think he looks sick. I like the old man aesthetic he's got going on with the anniversary outfit. I really enjoy the color scheme. I think he looks nice. He's got a cool staff. I like him a lot. I'm really excited to level him. Uh, Next, we have a character I'm not super excited to level because I don't actually know what specialization she is. I have it written down somewhere, but I think she might be a Shadow Priest, which is kind of generic given that she is a Void Elf, but it fits, so why not? She's got a very basic transmog that I threw together because I had nothing else. Um, yeah, I'm interested in her, but Laurel is not one that is on the top of my list, but hopefully things change and I like her a bit more later on. I'm not super big on elves in general, so that's probably why. Next we have Venris, who is rocking pretty much a full set from Shadowlands. I don't know, it looks cool, so I would just put it all on. I think he's pretty cool though. His customization's cool. I think Blood Death Knight is fun, and so I'm looking forward to that. I like tanking, but I'm not too good at it, so hopefully I get a bit better and I learn some more stuff about the game. Yeah, I actually am very excited about him, even though he is the Death Knight. So yeah, that's Venris. Next we have Kalar, who is an arms warrior. Yes, she is an arms warrior, Lightforged Draenei. She is sorry about that. It disconnected. I was saying she's wearing kind of a basic outfit. It's just kind of a light themed transmog, but I like it. I think she's cool. I'm looking forward to her. Next, we have Thol, who is my holy paladin. I think it's cool to have a big masculine burly character be a healer, and so I'm looking forward to him as well. His transmog's not my favorite, but I kind of ran out of options at the end. Next, we have my Dark Iron Dwarf. She is a Windwalker monk, so I will definitely enjoy her. I love that class, and it is my main class, so she's one that I am looking forward to playing. It's going to be fun to have one on the Alliance side. I like Dark Iron Dwarves as well. They've got some pretty cool customization with their burning hair. So yeah, looking forward to her. Gorum is my male Dark Iron Dwarf on the Alliance side, because that's the only side they can be on. He is a Warlock, an Affliction Warlock, and I don't have much experience with Affliction or Warlock in general, but I am excited to see where he goes and what it's like playing him, so that's him. Next we have my Kultiran female. She is a Guardian Druid, so she's a tank, a bear tank. I think the idea of like a sea druid is pretty interesting, and so I kind of went with that. I've got some of the Plunderstorm cosmetics. It's not my favorite transmog, but I think it works for what little I have on Alliance side, so that's Carlise. Next we have Andern, who is a Restoration Shaman on the Alliance side. I love his weapon. I don't know how much it fits, but I think it's pretty cool. It's just real floppy and interesting. I think he's got the potential to look pretty cool and to be pretty cool, and I might enjoy him. I just need to get more options for cosmetics on Alliance side. Next, we've got my Mechanome female. Her name is Rust Carver, and she is, I think, an assassination rogue. She's a subtlety rogue. I was wrong. I don't have much experience with subtlety, so that'll be fun and interesting, a new experience for me. I think she's pretty cool. I know a lot of people don't like mechanomes. They call them diaper gnomes, but I think she's got a lot going on, and I think she's pretty interesting customization-wise. So yeah, that's Rust Carver. My next mechanome, my male, is Cog Sprockets, who is a marksmanship hunter. Still has his pet though, because he is pretty much a fresh character. But I did get some transmog on him. I think it works kind of well. It's decent. I don't mind it. I think he looks nice, and I'm excited about his customization. So looking forward to him. Next, we have my final evoker. This is Faradormi. She is an augmentation evoker, which I actually have never played before. 16 is the highest level I've gotten it to, so that'll be a fun experience getting to try that class specialization for the first time. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully it's as fun as the other two. But yeah, this is Faradormi. And then we have my final Drakthir. He is a male. His name is Endaragos, and he is an arcane mage. I made him as soon as Drakthir were able to be any class other than Evoker, so I haven't leveled him or anything. I just did a little introduction quest, and that's where he's at. I don't mind his transmog, even though it is a bit basic. It's hard to transmog Drakthir, like I said earlier, but I think it looks fine. So yeah, he's an arcane mage. Almost said frost mage, but he's part of the Blue Dragon flight. But I think he's pretty interesting, and I'm looking forward to him. And then we have my final two characters for this little project that I'm doing. These are my Alliance Earthen. This is Tarragon. She might look like a Holy Paladin because of her weapon, but she's Retribution. I love that spec, and I love the class, so I definitely expect her to be one that I really enjoy. I don't have much to say about her. She's rocking a pretty basic Earthen transmog, and I love the beards again. I think she's pretty cool. I like the Earthen a lot. So yeah, that's Tarragon. And then we have my final character, Feral. He is my... Ooh, I think he's a Discipline Priest. He is my male Earthen on the Alliance side, and I think his transmog is all just one set, the 20th anniversary set, I believe, and so a little bit basic, but I do think he looks pretty cool. I like the blue and the orange combo. I think he's pretty interesting, so hopefully he's one that I enjoy leveling. And yeah, that is my final character. But I do have one more character to show, and that is the first character that I ever made. He is a shaman, and I believe he's just camped out in the Northern Barrens. He's kind of a little time capsule of my first experience with the game, and I don't know if I plan to level him ever. I might. It might happen eventually, but for now, he's kind of just a little memory keepsake that I have of my first time playing. I definitely didn't stick around, and I didn't come back to him, but I do think he's pretty cool, and he'll always have a special place in my heart because of that. So yeah, I think it's pretty fitting to end where I started on my journey. So if you're interested in anything I've mentioned before, the leveling process of these characters, go ahead and check out my Twitch channel and follow me there. I will be leveling weekly, probably a few times a week. Until I get them all to max level, so that'll be exciting. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you want to give a like or subscribe, that'd be great. And if you want to leave a comment, let me know what your favorite characters are, what your favorite race combinations are, your favorite class, anything like that. I'd love to hear it. I love hearing about other people's characters. And yeah, just thanks again for watching. I'm so glad this was my first YouTube video, and I'm very thankful for what's to come in the future. So if you're into that, stick around and see what's coming next. Thank you again. I really appreciate it, and have a great rest of your day. I hope everything's amazing for you. Bye bye.